The side street quiet of Elmfield Walk was shattered at exactly 2:40:15 on Saturday afternoon. Dude, picture this. A normally peaceful seaside town in County Down Donaghadee where neighbors wave, kids ride bikes, and everyone knows everyone. But on Saturday, 28th of June at 2:15 p.m., police raced into Elmfield Walk after a frantic 999 call reporting a seriously injured woman inside a flat. What they found? A 27-year-old pregnant mother 7 months along, with 2 little ones at home lying unconscious. Moments later, Sarah Montgomery was pronounced dead at the scene. That call wasn't just a check, and it turned a quiet neighborhood into the center of a murder investigation. No forced entry, no break-in, just devastating tragedy. And suddenly, the question that everyone's asking is, who did this and why? It all unfolded at approximately 2:15 in the afternoon on Saturday, the 28th of June, when the Police Service of Northern Ireland received a 999 call. Reports of an unconscious woman with serious head injuries inside a flat on Elmfield Walk, Donaghadee. Officers arrived swiftly, followed by paramedics from the Northern Ireland Ambulance Service who tried desperately to revive her. But by the time all hope had faded, Sarah Montgomery, a 27-year-old mother of 2, 7 months pregnant, had already succumbed to her injuries, declared dead at the scene. The charge? Murder inquiry launched. Within hours, Peace 9 detectives had sealed off the area, forensic vans had rolled in, and what began as an emergency response had instantly morphed into a major crime investigation. Every corner of that quiet street was now being combed for clues, and every neighbor was a potential witness in unraveling what happened behind those walls. The crime scene was tightly sealed off. Forensic vans lined the street, images that stick with you. Detectives quickly confirmed there was no sign of forced entry, no broken windows, no kicked-in doors. This meant the chilling possibility that someone Sarah trusted was involved or already inside her home. By late evening, police announced they had arrested a man in his late 20s on suspicion of murder. His name hasn't been officially released, but media reports say he was someone known to Sarah. This raises the haunting question: was this crime committed by someone she allowed into her life and her home? Detective Chief Inspector Tom Phillips called it a deeply tragic case. While investigations were just beginning, it was clear this was not a random act of violence. Police emphasized the serious nature of the crime and the urgent need to address violence against women and girls. The arrest offers a lead, but the investigation is only starting. Every whispered conversation, every fingerprint, every piece of CCTV footage could help uncover the truth about what happened behind those closed doors. Sarah Montgomery was more than just a name on a police report. She was a 27-year-old mother of 2 young children living in Donaghadee, eagerly awaiting the arrival of her 3rd child. Friends and neighbors described her as quiet, caring, and family-oriented, someone who kept her personal struggles private. Despite her reserved nature, Sarah's death has sent shockwaves through the community. Many wonder if anyone around her truly saw the signs of trouble, or if her pain was hidden behind closed doors. The tragedy is not only about the loss of a young life, but the heartbreaking reality of a mother who never got to meet her unborn child. As investigators piece together Sarah's story, the focus sharpens on understanding who she was beyond the headlines and what darkness might have been lurking in her world. Elmfield Walk was once just a quiet street in a peaceful town, but now it's the scene of a brutal tragedy. Sarah's home, where she lived with her children, has become the center of a devastating investigation. Police reported no signs of forced entry, meaning the killer either lived there, was let inside, or had access without breaking in. Every room, every corner is being searched for clues, from fingerprints on doorknobs to any signs of struggle or distress. Neighbors described hearing nothing unusual that day, no raised voices or disturbances. This silence deepens the mystery. What really happened inside those walls? How did a loving mother's life come to such a violent end in the very place she should have been safest? The house, once a sanctuary, now holds secrets that investigators are desperate to uncover. As days passed, detectives worked around the clock, following every lead. Forensic teams painstakingly collected evidence from microscopic fibers to potential DNA, all to build a picture of what unfolded inside Sarah's home. Authorities also began interviewing family, friends, and neighbors, searching for anyone who might have noticed changes in Sarah's life or behavior. They looked into her relationships, hoping to uncover motives, tensions, or signs of danger. The police urged anyone with information to come forward, emphasizing the community's role in bringing justice. The investigation became a race against time, not just to find answers, but to ensure that if there were risks to others, they could be stopped. Each new detail brought hope, but also raised more questions. How did the violence escalate? Were there warnings missed? And above all, who was responsible for taking Sarah's life? Just days after the murder investigation was launched, police arrested a man closely linked to Sarah Montgomery. The news sent shockwaves through Donaghadee and beyond. Though his identity remains officially unconfirmed, reports say he was someone she trusted, possibly the father of her unborn child. The arrest confirmed suspicions that this was not a random attack, but something far more personal and painful. The community grappled with betrayal. How could someone so close cause such harm? Authorities cautioned that the investigation was ongoing and the arrested man was considered innocent until proven guilty. Yet the weight of suspicion fell heavy, and the focus now turned to the upcoming legal process and the search for justice for Sarah and her unborn baby. The news of Sarah's death and the arrest rocked Donaghadee to its core. Residents, stunned and heartbroken, began gathering for candlelight vigils and memorials, honoring a young mother taken too soon. Friends described Sarah as a loving, devoted parent who cherished her family. The loss of her and her unborn child left a void felt deeply by everyone who knew her. This tragedy also sparked conversations about violence against women in Northern Ireland, shining a harsh light on the realities some face behind closed doors. Community leaders called for support for victims and renewed efforts to prevent such heartbreak in the future. In a town used to calm seas and quiet nights, the pain of Sarah's loss lingers like a heavy storm cloud. The hope now is that justice will bring some measure of peace. Here's what's confirmed in the investigation into Sarah Montgomery's death. Sarah was found dead inside her home in Donaghadee, Northern Ireland. She was 27 years old, a mother of two, and 7 months pregnant at the time of her death. There were no signs of forced entry to the home. A man known to Sarah was arrested on suspicion of murder and is currently assisting police with their inquiries. The police are treating this as a murder investigation and have appealed to the public for any information. Forensic and investigative teams are still gathering evidence to determine the exact cause and circumstances of her death. The details are still emerging, but the community, police, and media remain focused on uncovering the full story behind this devastating loss. Sarah Montgomery's death is a stark reminder of the hidden dangers that can lurk behind closed doors. As the investigation continues, the hope for justice burns bright not only for Sarah, but for her unborn child and her family left behind. The autopsy results, forensic findings, and witness testimonies will shape the path forward. Every piece of evidence counts, and every unanswered question fuels the urgency. This is more than a murder case, it's a call to action. To protect women, to listen to silent cries, and to ensure no family faces such a tragedy again. The court proceedings will be closely watched, and as the truth comes to light, one thing is certain: Sarah's story will not be forgotten.